What they do, what they do, what they do.
Yes.
How y'all doing out there, Aces and Jewels?
All right now.
Yeah, we back.
Yes.
We're back.
Hey.
T.
What?
We're back.
We're back with another one.
We're back with another one.
Hello, listen. This is the first weekend.
Okay.
Okay. Well. Let me rephrase.
Okay.
This is the first Friday.
Okay.
Of Gemini season.
Okay.
And I just want to shout out to all the Geminis that's out there. Can we do like a happy birthday? Because the first season we had the balloons and everything. But guess what? By this time,
sing happy birthday to him.
Ain't gonna say I can't sing.
I mean, try to.
Well, I'm gonna do Stevie Wonder. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday to ya. Happy birthday. All right now, happy birthdays to all the Geminis. Happy birthday, DP.
Happy birthday, T.
All right. Okay, go ahead.
All right, so today we're coming with I say a spicy one today.
Okay.
We coming with one that's like, I don't know, T. You gonna have to explain this one because
this personality that we're about to bring,
right? You gonna have to explain this one.
Like this, come on, sit down on the couch and let's have a
little
talk,
conversation.
A little conversation.
Mm-hmm.
So, first off, this is our second season, but our first episode in season 2. So I think we should give ourselves a round of applause. Like, hey, listen, a year strong, and guess what? We are still here. All right. So fast forward. So like we said before, like, hey, we want to kind of spice it up. You guys got to know us. We also getting to know you all. But guess what? I was like, we collectively said this. It's time to add more guests.
Right.
You know what? People kind of might just be a little bit tired of DP and T. But
probably is.
They're like, let us hear other people. Guess what? So with this young man, right? And this was on my spirit for me to contact this person. And I was like, I know he has a lot to say, and I would love for him to, do what he do, because he is so talented. And when he was younger, I always was like, that's my little one right there, okay?
Okay.
That's my little one. But enough said. He always comes with smiles, always comes with joy, always come with the real. Right. And that's what it is. You don't get a lot of honesty, real people out here. Okay. But he will always tell the truth. Okay, and I want him to continue with that.
So, we're bringing to the stage,
all right,
a ace.
Hello,
a young ace.
Yes,
right. One I remember and I recall when he was younger. Okay, he used to ask his mom, listen to my beats, listen to my beats. And then she would be like, I don't want to listen to it right now. I don't got no time. And I'd be like, bro, come on, man, I'll listen to it. When I used to be at the crib. Yeah. So I remember him as he was growing up.
Yes.
And the involvement in music that he was attracted to. Like, he was attracted to the music.
Right.
So, we bring in a young ace.
All right now.
A young hitter.
Hey.
Right? Okay. So, bro, introduce yourself, man.
All right. My name Corey, 19. I'm an artist, creative person. I like create,
Okay. Yeah. What can they follow you at, bro?
Instagram at YHW_Corey.
Okay. You got any music out there?
Of course, a lot of music out there.
Okay. Let them know where they can find it at.
Find me on Apple Music, Spotify, YouTube, everywhere, YHW Corey.
Okay. Any other social medias like TikTok or anything like that?
Nah, not music-wise.
Okay. But they can follow your personality on there.
Yeah.
Okay, gotcha.
Sure.
All right, we're gonna begin the show.
All right.
What we basically gonna talk about is getting a young man's perspective in the world nowadays, right?
Okay,
because it be spicy out there in the world, so we're gonna try to break it full circle.
Okay.
Getting his perspective of being a black man in the society today. All right,
a young black man at that.
Right.
Hello.
All right.
All right now.
What they do. This your boy DP.
This your girl T.
And we're the Geminis Gemz, representing for the Geminis across the world, giving our own Miami perspective.
For sure.
So you can follow us on all podcast platforms at Geminis-Gems.
Also follow us on Instagram, Geminis_Gems, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, Geminis Gems.
Hey, make sure you like, follow, you comment, and you subscribe. Yes. And make sure when you type it in, it's Geminis with the S, Gems with a Z. And what we do, T?
Drop them gems.
Drop them gems. So we back.
Hello.
So yeah, we got Corey, a young ace,
yes,
a young hitter.
Yes,
he's here today in the building.
All right,
he's gonna represent for the little young ace,
yes.
young aces out there in Miami, right?
Hey, 305.
Right.
Okay.
So we're gonna get started, getting his perspective on what's going on out there and his viewpoints. T, go ahead and hit him with the first question.
All right. So the first question here. So being a young black man, knowing what's going on in this crazy world, in this crazy society that we all live in, Miami 305 area, right? Mm-hmm. How are you being prepared for, say, your short-term goals? So then in your near future, so say 5 years or less, like how are you being prepared to take care of Corey to be independent in this world?
How I prepare?
Yes.
Really, I prepare about a day because, like, to me, I want to say my mom always changed, but I get new ideas constantly.
Gotcha.
So my point of view on something might change tomorrow, or the way I approach something might change. Mm-hmm. But I try to be open. But I don't have no specific way to prepare for the future. But, prepare. I'm prepared, but I don't have no specific way to say how.
Got you. So let me chime in real quick.
Go ahead.
So knowing that, police brutality is out here, racism exists, and just the stereotypical type of situations that you can run into when you go to the mall, the store, or anything of that sort. Just actually being in Miami, knowing that this like more of a Hispanic town is like converting over to a certain degree. But with that being said, how do you feel you are being prepared, or how are you approaching different situations when it comes to you, in those matters?
I avoid situations like that because generally, I don't know if you can tell, I'm a laid back person.
Yeah, I already know
I'm
that.
very laid back.
Yeah.
Right? Like stuff like that, like I'll just find ways to avoid situations with like police. But I know it's out there, I wouldn't say I'm not numb to it,
right,
and I'm aware of it. But
right,
like I try to stay away from, police, stuff like that.
Gotcha. So just to add on, what about, so you say how to, or you say you do avoid, but how, let's go a little bit deeper, right? Because I know Corey, this boy can talk, but he's trying to shy away, and be so general right now.
It be like that sometimes.
Right. Yeah. But just to get into it a little bit more,
come on.
You say how. So, and I'm gonna give you an example for me when I was growing up. You get what I'm saying? So let me throw this at you. So we used to go to, let's say, Aventura, right? Knowing that the police tracking us behind, or we may go to Wally's World, Walmart, and knowing that, or even the corner store, and they're watching us as we're, going down the aisles or selecting clothes or telling us to rush out, to hurry up, like y'all not even supposed to be over here, especially when we used to be in Aventura. So how we would avoid getting in trouble is basically sticking together. You get what I'm saying? As well as, being mindful of our hands touching different, merchandise. You get what I'm saying? We won't be in the electronic session in Wally's World for too long because they think we already stealing.
Wow.
Now we used to play basketball all in there, with the goal being we having access to the goals and just having a fun time in there.
Right.
But understanding like how to navigate around the stereotypical or them just blaming us for robbing them and it ain't even happened. How do you feel about that?
How I feel about that?
Yeah.
The sticking together, I feel like that's a good, approach to it. Mm-hmm. But me, I feel like everybody approach stuff differently.
Right.
It's different ways. So,
that's what I'm throwing it at you so you can tell me how you would.
Sure. The way that I would approach a situation like that would be like, like I don't too much. I wouldn't say I don't worry about, like I wouldn't say authority figure, but like the law like that. Because I know I'm not, I'm not no.
You got no bad job.
I'm not no most wanted.
No, absolutely not.
Yeah, I'm not no criminal.
Well, no, you're not. Exactly. Let them know. Facts. Go ahead. No criminal.
So,
hello.
You feel me? So police, I just let them do they got a job to do at the end of the day. But me, I just be out their way. I just don't be no disturbance. I just be vibing.
Gotcha.
And if it's a misunderstanding, I just blame myself. But if it go beyond that, then I don't know what to do after that. Cause you can't hit no police. You can't fight with the police.
Right.
Facts. It's just common sense. Like
they got
it's common sense. Like Corey, like in the family, right? So it's just like he just so laid back. Like we go to house to house to house. Like we might go to certain spots in public nowadays, but most of the time, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, I feel like we either in our own home or we're going to somebody else's house. Yeah. And it's like almost that's the furthest we got to go.
Yeah, exactly.
Just my opinion.
Like, I rarely have to leave the house. Everything you get delivered to you shop online. But for me, it's still, social issues.
Yeah.
In the world.
It's still happening.
So I try not to, you feel me? I wouldn't say, I just don't try to ignore, like, problems, stuff like that.
Right.
Mm-hmm. I'm still aware.
You're still aware? Yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So go ahead, T.
So I wrote down 3 characteristics when we was asking about, are you being prepared, the future, things like that. And you are. You said a few keywords that I was like, let me acknowledge that so you can be like, oh, like an aha moment. So every day, you said the word every day, like you doing something every day.
Of course.
And that is one of the key answers to success is to start and be consistent. And you have to do that every day. Secondly, adaptation. That word came to mind. I want to say where basically every day you state it's not going to be the same. So whatever it comes your way, you know how to adapt. And to be honest, that's one of Gemini's characteristics. We adapt to whatever you put us in. And some people, I don't want to say most, but some/most really don't know how to adapt to things. And I feel like people need to have that more in life, adaptation and patience. But also lastly, I put listen to mom. Because you kept saying mom, mom, mom. And I was like, continue to listen to your mom. Because moms, they've been there. But at the end of the day, as kids, we can still put our spin on it. We can still put our twist on it. So I just wanted to name those 3. From a woman's, from a jewel point of view, just quickly.
But yeah, every day, I gotta be at something every day. I can't. It's not in me to just take a day off. Well, with something I'm passionate about. I'll say that much because I want to say I'm every day working myself every day. Like I would say like what I'm passionate about, I stay on it every day because I need to get better. Mm-hmm. So that's how I practice, really. Yeah.
You just taught me something because I know I need to do it, and I am passionate about it, but I just don't do it every day. I might do it 3 or 4 days out the week, but it's still not every day. And maybe if I need to do something every day, especially when it comes to with Gemini Gems. If I can do something every day, I'm sure that also probably be a good help with the numbers too. So thank you for the reminder of that, Corey.
No problem.
Okay, so we're gonna move on to the next question.
All right.
What is it, T?
All right. So question number 2. All right, so say 15, 20 years from now, right? Let's just fast forward. You basically got some of the answer key in life. You like, you know what? Let me act on it now. Say 15, 20 years, okay? So do you feel that, do you feel like you want to be a husband or in a committed relationship? Before I even ask this question, do you already know the answer now?
15 to 20 years from now?
Yeah, to be in a committed relationship, marriage, whatever,
Yeah, because 15 to 20 years from now.
Yeah. You'll be, what, 40-ish? Calculation?
Ish.
40, right? Somewhere?
20 years from now, I'll be 39.
You'll be 39, so you're about to be 40.
Yikes.
Okay, fast forward. Say you're 40 years old. So you do see yourself in a committed, healthy relationship. Okay, cool. So listen, because your mama go get old by then, right? So we got to add them years. So the people that you love, they gonna need you. Because our bodies as parents is going to tear down because you got to basically pass it on to the next generation, right? So as a young black man, as a Corey, your shoes and your future, however you see yourself, dream big, all of the positivity. How are you like basically being a man of the family? Like your mama would need you one day, your wife gonna need you, the kids gonna need you, your job.
They're not kids with an S.
Well,
they're not with
kids,
an S.
your child is gonna need you. Like the producers, those executives, everybody gonna need you. So how are you gonna be able to carry all of this weight when you're 40 years old? What's going on?
All right. See, me I can't see the future, but I like to speak stuff into existence.
Hello, come on. Nothing wrong with that.
Like 15 to 20 years.
Hello.
To be real, I don't even think that far, but
what? But, you don't see the future. You don't see that future.
15 to 20 years.
Yeah, 40. You 40.
About to touch 40.
Yeah.
Like, I can see myself being a husband, but like, for how long up in like to get to that point, I don't know, cause I'm a picky person. Like I know what I like in a person, know what I want in a person, and if I don't see that, then I just I don't.
So how would you feel like? How would you balance your life with a career going the way you want it to go? If you have that wife and you have that one child, you said not plural.
Yeah, my one.
So you have your mom, you have your grandparents, probably your father. Like, say you have these people that's on your back, but you have to basically, probably just be to take care of them, making sure this house in order, this house in order.
Yeah.
Like what preparation do you feel that young black men would need for that role? From your perspective.
Is that preparation?
Yeah. What would be the preparation that you you know what? Let me start on that. I need that.
I feel like experience, really, because just like a mentor, like somebody that is where you're trying to go, or somebody that's on a journey, like I wouldn't say ahead of you, but like somebody could teach you something. Because you could learn from like anybody. Like anybody could teach you something.
Facts.
So I feel like it's experience and like learning from other people's mistakes as well. And, reading, of course, like researching, stuff like that. That's the best way I would say you could prepare for the future, because tomorrow, you never know what's going to happen. Like,
facts.
You never know what's going to happen. But it's always good to, have some plan, be able to, some plan to prepare for where you want to be. But that's, where I am right now, like, making a plan, putting some stuff in motion, but mostly making a plan.
So in your preparation, what are the tools that you think you need? Like, for example, the reason for coming up with the question was because I noticed as I was getting older that my sister needed me a little bit more, my brothers needed me a little bit more, my parents needed me a little bit more, and not just I'm not just limited to being the child. I end up being converted into becoming an adult in the family. You get what I'm saying? Where I would have to dish out decisions, and the reason for coming up with the question was to say, well, you knowing that you eventually will become a man, either the man of the house or the man of the family, what are you doing now, today, or the tools that you think you need nowadays to establish yourself to be that man in the family later on? For example, money. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, are you working to build up that bank account to being, you get what I'm saying? Are you thinking about, let's say, that long-term investment? Are you telling your mama, Mom, you need to have this house, you pay off this house so I can have this house so I can take, anything that you can think about that is helping not just yourself right now, but also your family later on in life. So what you got to say with that?
One thing I was really thinking about, like real interested in, was like doing like Airbnbs.
Okay.
And making like a Roth IRA account.
Gotcha.
Yeah, I need a Roth IRA. And this jacket right here is my logo on it.
Hello.
Get an LLC, make clothing. I'm trying to have a lot of business.
Come on, speak it to existence.
Right.
A lot of sources of income. I'm trying to be able to, be able to take care of my mom. Trying to take care of your mom. Trying to take care of people that need you. You feel me? Or need help. Because everybody needs somebody.
Right.
I'm trying to be an asset. To help people.
Right. So that was the reason for asking that question. And furthermore, not just taking care of your mom now, but also your wife. Are you even thinking about? Because you said you ain't thinking 40 years from now, but 5 years from now, are you thinking about? Because this is a segue to the last question, but are you thinking about relationships and how are you gonna establish it? And I'm gonna take it general, and then I'm gonna take it deep later with the third question. But establishing relationships also is one way for you to prepare for the future. For example, like when I used to run across you, I used to say, "Bro, what you doing?" And you'll be looking at me, hold on, let me figure it out. Let me figure it out. And then you used to answer the question. Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, are you putting yourself around positive people, people that are doing those things, like how you said, that's doing the Airbnb, the people that are before you, are they able to guide you? Are you putting yourself around those type of people?
Yeah, I know people like into real estate. I'm my father. Like sometimes I, might come to him and ask him to, like teach me some stuff, ask him for help.
Okay. So this a net segue into relationships.
All right. Question number 3. So how are you navigating to discover your wife? If you understand the question.
I understand that question.
You understand?
Yeah.
So how are you, leaving them breadcrumbs so she can follow where you at? That's how I took it.
I don't leave breadcrumbs.
Okay. Excuse me. My bad.
Cause you mean
my bad.
It's black and white, ain't no gray area.
Okay.
Either you coming or you're not.
Okay.
It's either you with me or you not. You want me or you don't.
Hello.
I'm not finna crash for no female. Nah. Cause I'm not searching for no, I'm not, searching for it. Cause if it's real, it's gonna gravitate towards you. So I'm not in a rush per se.
Right.
But if it comes along, then when it's time, then,
it's coming your way.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm not a person to settle. I'm like, if it's not in my best interest, or if I feel like it's causing too much commotion, right, I'll just let it go simply. Like, that don't mean you have to end on bad terms. I just let it go. If it's not progressing nowhere, then I feel like I'm not into wasting time.
Hello.
That's what's up.
T-I-M-E.
So let me ask you this question, because the idea behind this question is, so knowing the reason for coming up with the question, knowing the climate right now with the selection of women, being your age, how is the selection process?
Ooh, okay.
Tough.
Dang.
I'm not the type to put up with foolishness. Like, I'm not finna do it. I can't.
Gotcha.
Can you explain like what foolishness is happening? Because I'm gonna be real. So tell me what foolishness you see, and I'm gonna really be honest of what age bracket me and my girls might have been doing the foolishness. So go ahead, tell me what's foolishness.
This is childishness. Like, I feel like a lot of people that I've tried to make stuff work with don't know what they want. Like, I'm just too straightforward. I oversimplify stuff, and that's I won't say that's my problem, but like that's a characteristic I have. Like, I make stuff as simple as possible, and people just like they
don't know how to respond to it
at all.
So, like when I was growing up, well, no, go ahead, T. Go ahead and do your little spill.
What? Based off the
that they childish, they don't know what they want to do.
So childish.
Was that in your bracket back then?
No,
man. Yeah, right, man. Don't do that. Don't do that.
It depends
because he's 19 years old.
But we don't. But the thing is, like, what level, what category, what is the topic of them not knowing what they want to do? That's the hard question. What is that they don't know what what is it?
They think being toxic is cool. They think that's the thing. They think that's the.
Me and my crew, we didn't think toxic.
They think that's the thing. They want to They want to play all the games. They want to build all the food.
That's just up.
They don't want to get serious. They don't want to get like it's just a lot of runaround. I don't be with it.
That sounds just like T and her crew back in the day.
I don't recall that.
It's a lot of runaround.
I don't recall that.
I don't be with it.
I don't recall that.
I'd rather be to myself, protect my peace, my energy.
Hello. Hey. Me and my crew, negative.
That ain't true.
Negative.
That
but
ain't
go ahead,
true.
Negative.
That's why she don't got no rebuttal.
It's just like, what in our right mind that we were toxic? We probably had fun. Having fun and being toxic are two different things, okay?
All right, but you can't have fun at the expense of... Well, I'm not saying you particularly.
No, I'm listening.
But I'm saying, like, people trying to have fun at the expense of...
exploiting somebody else's feelings.
Exactly, but I don't really say feelings because technically I'm not the type of person to get feelings involved. First, somebody will get my interest.
Gotcha.
They won't get my feelings.
Gotcha.
They'll get me a little interested, and then
I like that.
Peep them, I'll feel them out a little bit, but I don't be quick to catch feelings because that's not smart.
Tell them don't catch feelings.
That's not smart.
Catch flights. I used to say that.
It's not bad to catch feelings.
It's
just you gotta watch who you catch feelings for. Because people don't like people more for themselves. People not
say that.
People not really for you how they for themselves. That's why you gotta look out for yourself. That's why you gotta protect yourself. Because they don't care about you how they care about themselves.
That is so sad.
But that's real.
But it's real. So go ahead.
I was finna say, even coming from a youngin', you feel me? The fact that he can see that even in his generation, because it was the same thing for mine.
But
for ours.
But I'm gonna say is like, well, so what are the examples? So if this is it is going on. So this is going on, right? How can we change it? Like, we in Miami, we're Black African Americans, 2 males, 1 female right here now. So what are we showing the next generation and repeatedly? Like, what's going on?
Y'all the parents of these generations.
You a parent too.
Yeah, but I'm not a parent of that generation.
I ain't a parent of that generation.
Yes, you are.
They a couple of years behind each other.
Right.
They still in the same generation?
Yes.
Oh my goodness.
It's what
so it's my generation? It's our generation that's doing this?
Right.
It's our generation that's doing it to that generation. So who would be for us? What they were doing?
It would be what, like your I think we getting too sidetracked by holding who's accountable.
Right.
I think we all are accountable at every angle.
But when we gonna break it?
I don't know.
When we gonna break it?
I don't know. But
we need to break it.
Right. But for far as what it is right now, it's everyone's fault because we haven't stepped up to the plate to make the change.
Right.
We're not even acknowledging that some people are oblivious to what's even going on because they're not even trying to involve themselves with the generation.
Gotcha.
You get what I'm saying? They're not even conversating with them. You know, so that's why they don't know that they're giving off that type of energy to the next generation. They think that stuff is cool. The city girls are promoting certain type of the Megan Stallions, the Cardi B's. They are promoting a certain type of energy that is our generation, and they're pushing it out there, and no one is torting that process of thinking. No one is challenging.
They're not mature enough to know what is real and what is not.
But what I'm saying is, it coming from the people that is of the generation, not teaching them. For example, me and Corey are two different, but he grows up right under me. So I say to Corey, "Hey, yo, bro," I see him on the street. Say, "Yo, bro, you can't do that because this will hurt you. This will harm you. This will not. You will not catapult to the next level." So he look at me. In his mind, he should say, "Bro, I agree. You get what I'm saying? I'm for that, and I should change it. But because there's a disconnect, I cannot relate to him. You get what I'm saying? I'm not relatable to him. You know, not saying it's actually Corey himself.
No, I got you.
You get what I'm saying? But actually his generation, they are not responding or responding to what we dish off.
So how can we listen to each other when we go trust each other? Is it trust? Is it listening? Like what is the disconnect? So how can we get to the root of the disconnection?
I feel like that comes from me, my opinion. Is because I feel like people is incompatible.
So the question I wanted to ask, the question I asked is the disconnect between my generation and your generation. Not far as relationships, but far as the disconnect, like how can we relate to each other? Like if I sit down, like I said, if I pull you, like if I see you, right? Like let's say my cousin generation, right? He see me, his people see me, and they see me doing wrong, and literally they'll approach me, right? And say, "Hey bro, you shouldn't be do X, Y, Z." And from there, they're like, and from there, I say to them, "You're right." Because I can relate to them, you know? So what I'm trying to ask is, or what we're asking is, how can we build a connection? Because that's actually one of the questions I have. Even how can we connect with each other, being that you're a different generation than mine? The lingo is different, but it's the same. You get what I'm saying? But how can we reconnect? Because there is a disconnection. And just to get your input on that.
I feel like communication, really, because when all you can do really is speak to somebody. You can't.
Like, but I think that, speaking to it, but how does it resonate with you all? Is it constant communication? Is it we need to listen to what you all are saying? You get what I'm saying? But at the same time, still give guidance to it, you know? Because I think that's how our parents end up missing us. Like we end up losing, the parents end up losing their kid in the long run. You get what I'm saying? That's why I ask certain particular questions, because we have to think about that. How are we going to be able to keep a nuclear family close together without
dropping the baton?
Yeah, without the disconnect.
Yeah.
So how can I relate to you and you relate to me? You get what I'm saying? So we could get across the street or get to our destination.
So we're trying to in sync the generations? Can that be another metaphor?
Oh, I don't know.
In sync? Can we be in sync with the previous generation, after generation? Can we be in sync?
I think that every generation can have their own.
Okay.
Right? But there should be a connection between the two in like how Corey was saying with the communication.
Right.
Right? But it's how can we make sure that in communication that it's effective, that it's actually resonating with him as well as me, I with him and he with me, with the generation.
Well, I'm gonna say, just to add, just to help him out to see if he'll open up more. Like he stated, communication, but I really think that it's sadly in our culture that we just don't trust each other. A lot of people don't listen, and that's the thing. So we can have communication, but it's two sides of that conversation. One got to be the speaker, the other one has to be the listener. But if somebody just talking, and no one really listening so they can apply what they just heard, that's where the disconnection is. It's like you watching what's them people, the cartoons, they be like womp womp, like, but that's not fair. So if you sitting down with a generation before you, after, even your own generation, like, you really have to listen. You have to be the listener, and then you also like, you know what, I trust that person, what they said, and then let me go ahead and apply. That's the AAA method that I always will stand for: awareness, answer key, and applying. So is it that we don't trust each other, what the answer key that we're receiving? And I feel, from my opinion, is with communication, someone listening and also applying what I heard. And I don't feel like we all have trust. I don't think it's trust.
I think I'm gonna let you answer. Go ahead, Corey.
Go ahead, Corey.
It could be a mutual respect thing. Because some older people don't, like, it's not that there's a disconnect. Okay. It's just that some people don't want to connect, really. They stuck in their generation. They're the youngins or they the old people.
Yeah.
I don't want to, you feel me?
Yeah.
You feel clash with them, or, you feel me, I don't got my own group of, you feel me, age group I ain't wrong with. But I don't feel like it's impossible. Like, it's just people just don't be mixing, for real, really.
So I have a question for both of you all.
Hold on, before you go there.
What?
Because I ain't want to lose my...
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
So what about disappointment? Could that be another reason?
It could be.
Okay. Because I know, for example, like, you can look up to an individual and they disappoint you, so that's why you disconnect with that person, because you hold them to a certain esteem because they expected the best from you and you gave them the worst. Parents ain't being the best parents they could have been because they're still out there in the streets. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're still out there trying to get it in, You know what I'm saying? And then that's where the disconnect can take place, with the disappointment and I can say a lot with that, but yeah.
So the question that I wanted to ask, like, do you guys feel that family gossip, or by you knowing a person based off other people's stories or how that other person did to them, does that play a factor of us to not want to hear from the previous generation, our generation behind, like, or the people behind us? Like, does it play a factor of you knowing family gossip or what you think you know about that person? Does that play a factor in your decision for listening to them and taking words from their wisdom from them?
Not necessarily, because I like to get people. I like to get to know people for them, for their first impression. I let people make their own first impression on me. But like what some people say, like me being a human, what somebody said about that person gonna be in the back of my mind. But that's something to watch out for. But I'm not going to necessarily judge them based off that.
Family gossip. I don't know about gossip.
Yours family facts, no family gossip.
Nah, I just think it boils down to the disappointment, because parents can raise a child to be a particular way, but they want their child to be a particular way, but they didn't raise them to be that particular way.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Gotcha. So, I want the best from you, but you never attended my rehearsals. You never took me to rehearsals. I always had to go with that's the around the corner. You get what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Or the parent that was next door is the one that saw that I had potential in music. I'm gonna just use Corey's situation. You get what I'm saying? And then they never invested in you, but the parent across the street did. You get what I'm saying? So because they believed in you. So I think it's just right. It arises that it's no one within the family or that generation that sits there and say, you know what? Let me get involved with my youngins. Let me get involved with, and let me harness their talents, because we're worried about ourselves. That's the one thing Corey did say. Selfish mentality out here. You get what I'm saying? So that generation is more selfish or just egotistical. That's what I would say too, where they do not like to give off to any other generation. So that's why they're left in limbo to figure it out for themselves. That's why I asked the different questions, because I want to see what's in the minds of the youngest, because I know they're lost.
Yeah,
they lost. They're really trying to figure this thing out in life with no guidance. And it's not like we are not here to guide them. They just, it's a bit disconnect between the two. But I don't want to get too deep. You get what I'm saying?
Why not? But that's why we're here. Like, we can be the example of what other people can be feeling. A lot of people might not be talking about it, but that's why we're here, to trigger people to, like, you know what? This is something we probably just talked about recently, or this is what I was, we bring the conversation to the storefront.
Yeah.
So going back to something you said, you kind of triggered something. And I want to say, Corey and I had a conversation about this too, because like you said, it goes back to what if, say that parent, like how you just said an example, didn't believe in the child of music, but maybe the mother across the street did, right? Some people, in my opinion, they look for that individual in that person, and God will give you what you need, but probably in a different form. So like you said, maybe it's not your own mother. Not saying this is Corey's story, but I'm saying, like, what if a person want that love from whoever that person is, but they're not getting it from the person they want? I feel that people are blocking their blessings, blocking their opportunity, blocking their growth in life, because they're stuck in, I want it from this person. We scream in front of this person, but that person is not giving it to you. But if you just look to the left, look to the right, look behind you, it's so overwhelmed, overfilled by others, but we still trapped here there because we want it from that particular person.
Okay. You got something to say, Corey?
I'm listening now.
Yeah,
you taking it in.
But are you agreeing? Like, agree, disagree, or add something, take away something?
Yeah, I don't listen to what you say. I agree with you.
Yeah, because I'm just speaking on from just life, and
right. But the opposite way of looking at it.
Okay.
Because that's looking at it from a broader lens.
Okay.
Let's start holding people accountable. First of all, if you have a child, I would stem from a child, and I would stem from, let's say, me being a big brother to my little brothers and my sister. I should be able to invest in my house first before I invest outside of the home. That's the reason for having an immediate family who benefits from the death. The immediate family. Yeah. So why am I outsourcing my source for other people? I shouldn't be able to go to Corey. Yeah. You get what I'm saying? When he can come, you should go to Corey. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. Y'all are closer than I. But because of the lack of love, the lack of attention, the lack of paying attention to your own, he has to find it elsewhere. She has to find it elsewhere. You get what I'm saying? And then that's when it starts to spread abroad. But if I am focused on that particular person, which is, let's say my mom, okay, my dad, my brothers, you get what I'm saying? I should be able to get it. The one thing I like about my family, and I'm talking about my immediate family, we love supporting each other. We always find the time to support each other. Now, I don't know about other people, but our mom taught us to support each other first. You be your brother's biggest friend, and then you spread it abroad.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? But if you ain't how is somebody on the outside cheering louder than you for your brother than you? So I use as an example, my brother was going for Mr. Carol City.
Okay.
And when he was going for Mr. Carol City, he had told me like the last minute.
Okay.
He was like, "Bro, I need you to play the keyboard for me." I was like, "Man, I wanted to sit in the crowd."
Yeah.
But because he needed me.
Yes, you was there.
I was there.
Yes.
You know, I shouldn't have avoided the way to support him for anybody else.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So once Corey goes out there and he raps on stage, y'all should be the loudest ones. You get what I'm saying? Y'all should know his lyrics based upon the fact that you all his family.
Right.
Just like Dreka.
Yeah.
Dreka, one of their cousin ended up passing away. And hopefully I could talk about this, and I know she cool with it. But he had a couple of songs. So he ended up passing away. They had a party for him, and everybody in the family knew all his lyrics. And I was amazed by that.
Hello.
I mean, knew it from the intro, from the interludes, even with saying his little quotes afterwards. But that should start inside.
Right.
And then spread the bar. So if I'm looking for someone right with that tunnel vision,
right.
I'm looking for Terica to be my number one.
Yeah.
Cause that it speaks volume and it builds encouragement. You get what I'm saying? For example, bringing Corey on. He's family.
Yes.
So it's nothing to bring him on.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? I'm support of this boy, of this man. You get what I'm saying? A young one at that is doing the right thing.
Right.
Why not?
Why not? That was a question. Why not?
You get what I'm saying?
I got you.
So that's where I come from. I get passionate, especially about the youngins, man, because they're our next generation.
Right.
And I would hate to see them waste whatever they have for themselves.
Right.
On night, because I feel like they're wasting things because they have nothing to prove to no one. So they'll waste their talent. I don't got nothing to prove to nobody. Nobody believe in me anyway. You get what I'm saying? Instead of some like, dang, my mom was there. You know, my dad was there. They rooting me on.
Yes.
You know, my auntie, my uncle, my cousin. They rooting. They singing my songs. They dancing to my songs. That makes him say, like he said, passion. Yes. He does it every day. He gonna do it 5 times in a day. You get what I'm saying?
So I'm following you, and we have to turn a negative to a positive, meaning awareness of partly what you said. So I grew up in a family to where everybody, not to say they try to be in your business, but everyone want to overextend their help. You get it? What if we just kept the help inside that immediate family? At least be consistent with them. Say 5 years minimum. I never seen a family that they were only focused on their immediate family. Not to say we're not able to help, but it's just if people can stop worrying about other people's households and really focus on their household, I feel like each household would be better. That's where I was getting at with that.
Okay.
That's all. Everybody just focus on your immediate house. How about we just start there? That could be one of the New Year resolutions right there. Everybody worry about your own house. That's what I took from it. Go ahead. Sorry.
You got something?
My bad. I would just add into that. That's all.
But when it comes down to support, you look for support from every direction.
That too.
Okay.
But we need to start supporting, but we too stretched thin. So we all too stretched thin trying to be the help everywhere. It's just certain things gonna get lost in the crack. I'm just speaking for me. That's all.
Right. But then that becomes personal. If you pay attention to the things that are right in front of you, then it's no way that you can stretch yourself so out. You get what I'm saying? Because we have an ordinance. And I say this, that's what parents do with their kids. Parents will sit up there and think everything else is important, right? Instead of what's in front of them. One of the questions I used to ask some people that was of my generation when I was younger, what are you lacking? And they were just like attention from my parents. All they was concerned about was going to church, going out, you get what I'm saying, chilling at their friend's house, you get what I'm saying, instead of trying to do homework with them. So I think that's an individual type of interaction when it comes down to one to the other. But then we just have to be accountable for that. You know, the best fans is the ones that are in the house. That's only if they're paying attention. You know,
pay attention.
That's why I get from that.
Okay,
but
I like that. Pay attention.
You know,
pay attention.
That's just my, you know, that's just my insight on that.
Right.
So before we go,
all right,
we gonna let Corey do his last little spill.
Okay.
Whatever he want to say, he can say.
Hello.
Cause I don't want him to look at this and be like, "Well, you didn't say I can say whatever I want to say."
Of course, speak your mind.
Right. But if you have a message that you want to get out, you have any thoughts on the conversation that we did have, go ahead and take the time out and you can and then after that T, and then we'll close it out. All right. So go ahead.
What I took from this conversation was for me to be more aware, pay attention, you know, and be focused on, you know, being a man, well, becoming a man, my mom would be proud of. I was gonna make my mom proud, you know, at the end of the day.
Yes.
Feel me, as a man, you trying to make your mom proud.
Right.
Yes.
I was gonna, you know, be somebody my family be proud of.
Right.
Yeah.
And we are.
Yeah, take steps in that direction.
All right. So first off, I want to say thank you for taking the time out to come spend time with us, the crew from Geminis Gemz. And just know that I know it probably wasn't easy. I don't know if this is your first time, but I really enjoyed you, and thank you. And hopefully we can come back with more topics and more discussions. And I just want to say that. I just want to say thank you.
No problem.
All right. So yeah, I appreciate you, Corey, for stepping up to the plate for our newest season. And yeah, Tribe, we coming with that type of energy this year.
Hello.
Being more, let's say, developed and seasoned to bring forth topics and ideas of how we can enhance ourselves in a well-balanced way in this life.
All right.
So yeah, I'm your boy DP.
Hey.
This my girl T.
Hello.
That's my boy Corey.
Yes, Corey.
And we Geminis Gemz.
Yes.
That's Geminis with the S. Gems with the Z. And what we do, T?
Hey, drop them gems.
We drop them
Happy
gems.
birthday, Geminis. Turn up. Hey, 2022.
All right,
y'all.
All right.
Bye.